us a lot. I'm going to go to you, Juan, first. How do you interpret those numbers?
Well, I interpret the second poll in that the small majority that supported him in the first place from our community are beginning to see and feel the effects of his policy and his executive orders. When we start firing governmental employees, many of them are African American. So when you find out your cousin lost their job, or your auntie lost her job, or your spouse, if it hits close to home, that begins to impact you. When you begin to see the continued assault on our history and the attack on African American leadership.
Yes.
So he's coming after the mayor of Chicago now, the mayor of D.C. He's coming after, he's attacking cities that are governed by African American leaders. But he's not going to Hattiesburg, Mississippi. He's not going to other parts, Phoenix, Arizona. He's, the idea that there's a problem in Illinois and in D.C., but there's not a problem in Texas.
Right.
So people are seeing how he's trying to not say race, but it's all based on race.
Yes.
I'm hoping there's an awakening that he has no line he will not. I do this all the time. Donald Trump and his minions have no line they will not cross. This reminds me of...
And no low to which they won't go.
They will not go. Okay.
Let me move to Adjoa. Adjoa, the other thing about this polling data is that second poll says that African Americans are the most opposed group in the country of all races. We are the race that is the most opposed to Trump at this moment. I want your take quickly on, again, what these two polls are telling us, that there's a growing awareness of anti-blackness in the country. There's also and black folks are saying, no to Trump. But at the same time, there's all this repression and racial control that we're watching this administration exerting. What's your interpretation of all these matters?
Well, I think the first one is, and I did read the first poll earlier this morning, one of the things that it pointed out in my memory is that actually that whites are becoming closer to blacks in terms of realizing that the level of anti-blackness was high. And so that shows some a reality check for some white folk too in that first poll that you talked about. What I see is in the second poll, as well as both polls really, what I see is the fact that we black people and other people of color are the most hit by these policies. The beautiful bill most hit black people and other people of color. Medicaid, all of those cuts, most hits us. We're disproportionately in those groups of poverty or in those groups of near poverty. So the firing that Ron spoke about, that we are disproportionately those that had those jobs in the federal government and in the schools that dealt with DEI that he dismantled. I had people I live with in my community of people of color as well as black people coming crying saying, my son, my cousin, my whatever has just been fired because he's eliminated all these federal workers and that kind of thing. So I believe that's part of, that's a major part of the reason. It's an awakening by the percentage of those who supported Trump, and I agree with Ron, it was still a lower percentage, but it was still, my question is, how could you support him at all? That's me, because the policies of hate, you see that people who supported him are beginning to wake up and say, wait a minute, and so I believe that's why, because we're the most severely hit by these hits, these cutbacks and all of that.
Thank you. And quickly, please tell our audience right now about September the 6th. I want everybody to hear that date, Saturday, September 6th. What do people need to know, Adjoa, about Saturday, September 6th?
There is a major demonstration, a call for a major people to come to D.C., a major demonstration in D.C. against the Trump's administration taking it over. And so they're asking, and I'm not in the organizing of it, but I did see the call, asking people to come to D.C. on September 6th for the demonstration. People can probably Google it, get it that way. I don't have the actual website that people can go to, but it is a call for people to come and join in. That's one of the things that we were talking about earlier. All of us were joining. You can do what you can do, but join in and come to this demonstration if you can. Support it in other ways if you can't.
FreeDCProject.org, right? Would be one of the websites.
Yeah, I don't have that in front, but you're right, freedc.org.
And I want to give, a lot of credit to Free DC. Thank you to all those mighty organizers. You're doing an amazing job. Keep it up. Dr. Kaye. What do you make of this polling? But also, I want you to tell people, because people say freedom schools, what does that mean? They're thinking something that they should be looking up that exists. Tell people what a freedom school is. And so give us, because we're coming to the end of the show now, but give us your take on this polling data, but also tell people how you get a freedom school up and running.
Thank you so much, Barbara. I want to thank both my colleagues for just outlining and detailing and pulling out what these polls actually mean. So I appreciate that. Since I'm a little bit time left, so I appreciate that's already done. I also think we should add that it's a testament to the work that so many of us have been doing, because you can see the work taking root when you see people becoming more dissatisfied and more aware of what's happening. It means it's not just happening in the dark. It's not happening in dream state. It's happening because we're out there doing the work. We're out there publishing. We're out there promoting. We're out there protesting. We're out there meeting. And it's taking root. And I think that's something we have to understand, that this is how the movement grows, by giving people as much information as they need to be able to take back to their communities to equip others to be able to fight effectively in this moment. For Freedom Schools, out of Asala, we have put together this work where you can create any environment that you have. If you have a space in a library, if you have a space in a church, we're looking at Saturdays and Sundays in the afternoon to be able to pull the community together and teach them about Black history. We already have a curriculum. We already have the materials available. If people reach out and they want to partner, look, we want to be able to teach this in our community. Freedom Schools should be free. Knowledge should not be hidden. It also should not be a barrier to getting what you need. Cost should not be the barrier, and that's what we're doing with the Freedom Schools. Additionally, one of the other things we're looking at doing is we need another Highlander Institute. We need to be able to teach people how to be able to fight at this moment. So I have the Carson Institute for Race, Peace, and Social Justice in Baltimore, and we will be doing Highlander Institute-type courses this fall. How do we teach people how to push back? How do we teach people how to resist, and how do we give them the information that they need? We need to look to the teachings of our elders. The information is there. We pick it up, and we take a look at what works, and we look to move it so that we can effectively apply it today. The struggle continues, and we need to be able to move with it.
To all of our guests, thank you. You have been amazing. I want to also make sure that in this I'm going to give everybody 1 minute and tell our listeners what you want them to do right now to respond to this situation we're in, how important it is. By the way, there is a petition that you can sign. 17,000 people have signed the petition saying, hands off the Blacksonian, hands off the Smithsonian, Hands off, Mr. President. Stop it. It's a wonderful petition you can sign. It's at change.org, and it's SOS, save our Smithsonian, save our history. Please, if you're listening right now, do that. The other thing you can do is you can call 202-224-3121. Congress will be back next week. And be sure to, after Labor Day, and be sure to say to your congressperson, no D.C. takeover. Stop the D.C. takeover right now. So we want you to know that those are concrete things you can do. One, what do you want people to know?
I want to add and underscore all that you said, but I want to go back to a point I made earlier about understanding history. I would love to say, please pick up a book and read this book, and that's important, that's critical. But I also want people to think about learning Black history through the context of your personal narrative and your personal family.
I love that.
Go videotape your grandmother.
Yes.
Get her life story on your phone or on your iPad. Learn your story, and then figure out a way to tell that story in the context of American history. Because Black history is American history. And we've got to not only preserve the... Okay. Thank you for having me.
So much. No, you're great. I can't wait to have you back. Adjoa, quick. What do you want people to know that they want to do?
I want you to do, we listed before, I want you to, you get on your emails, you'll get requests to sign petitions. I want people to take action. Whatever action comes across your plate to do it. No action is too small. You can't come out to a demonstration, you can sign a petition. You can make a phone call. Barbara gave you the number. You can make that phone call. Do something. Do not be fooled into thinking that your silence somehow is helping. It doesn't help. Thank you.
All right. And Dr. Kaye, what do you want people to do?
Very quickly, I just want to remind people that empires rise and fall and have done so historically. We have survived worse. We will survive and thrive those that are seeking to erase us and destroy us. We will outlive them. Our history will continue on as long as you step into this continuum, you do the teaching, you hold up the mission, find your lane, get in your lane, and help us at this moment. Nobody is too small to help us in this moment.
All right, everybody. Thank you to our amazing guests. Thank you, Adjoa Aiyetoro. Thank you, Dr. Kaye Whitehead. Thank you, Attorney Juan Thomas. Thank you for all of your hard work that you do, for all the wisdom that you shared today. Everybody, as Daryl Jones was here, he would say, I'm reminding you to stay woke. I'm reminding you to get off the sidelines and get off to the streets until next Tuesday when Igniting Change returns. Peace, everybody. Peace.
The preceding program was paid for by Barbara Arnwine.
There are everyday actions to help prevent the spread of respiratory diseases. Wash your hands. Avoid close contact with people who are sick. Avoid touching your eyes, nose, and mouth. Stay home when you are sick. Cover your cough or sneeze. Clean and disinfect frequently touched objects with household cleaning spray. For more information, visit cdc.gov/COVID-19. This message brought to you by the National Association of Broadcasters and this station.
News Talk 1450 and 95.9 WOL with the Carl Nelson Show. Weekdays from 6 to 10 a.m. Reverend Al Sharpton keeping it real from 1 to 4 p.m. And the Tavis Smiley Show from 4 to 7 p.m. Download our mobile app and take us everywhere you are or listen live at WOLDCnews.com. The news and issues that matter to you most from Carl Nelson, Reverend 1450 WOL, Washington, D.C. 95.9 W240DJ. WMMJ HD3, WDCJ FM HD3, and worldwide at WO.